You have heard that trading is free. You have seen the green button. You have pressed it before and watched the number change. Now you follow the order after it leaves your phone. Level 1. Tap Buy, free button. You pick up the debit card in your narrow studio apartment after the freelance shift pays $250. You slide the cash envelope into your jacket pocket. You open the Robinhood buy screen on your phone. You move the phone closer to the debit card. You read the order preview. The commission line says $0. You leave the apartment with the debit card in your hand. At the convenience store, you place a coffee cup on the counter. The cashier turns the payment terminal toward you. You tap the debit card against the reader. You wait for the approval beep. You take the small coffee receipt and fold it once. Outside the store, you hold the coffee receipt beside the Robinhood screen. You read the coffee total on paper. You read $0 commission on the phone. You fold the coffee receipt into your palm and keep walking. At the bus stop, you scan your pass at the validator. You stand under the shelter with the phone low in your hand. You watch the stock price move by a few cents. You rest your thumb close to the green buy button. The bus is still down the street. You have time to act before the doors open. Before lunch, you enter the bank branch. You hand the cash envelope to the teller. The teller counts the $250 through the glass. You wait while the teller posts the deposit. You take the printed deposit slip from the counter. You place the slip inside your jacket pocket. You carry the deposit slip to the co-working space. Laptop workers sit at long tables. You sit near the wall outlet. You plug your charger cable into the phone. You place the debit card near your left hand. You place the folded coffee receipt near the card. You unfold the bank deposit slip. You read the $250 line again. You set the slip beside the Robinhood buy screen. You read the commission line one more time. It says $0. You tap Buy once. You read the placed order screen. You keep your thumb still for a moment because the action feels complete. You place the phone beside the coffee receipt. You place the deposit slip on the other side of the phone. You read the store total from the coffee receipt. You read the teller stamp from the deposit slip. You read the green order status from the phone. You lean closer and wait for the fill notice. You chose the stock. You chose the dollar amount. You press the button placed in front of you. You keep the phone beside the paper receipts until the fill appears. The $250 order has left the screen. You do not know yet where it went. Level 2. Broker routing. Your order becomes a ticket. You return to the same co-working table after the placed order screen updates. You connect a small portable printer to the laptop. You print the market order onto a paper ticket. You tear the ticket from the printer and hold it by the edge. You read the $250 order amount on the ticket. You read the stock ticker under the order amount. You place the coffee receipt back on the table. You place the bank deposit slip beside the charger. You carry the printed order ticket into a fintech office lobby. A receptionist checks your name on the visitor screen. You clip a visitor pass to your lanyard. You step to the routing counter. You lay the order ticket in the tray. A broker clerk turns the ticket toward the desk lamp. You press a rubber routing stamp onto the lower corner. You lift the paper and read the fresh mark. You point to the green buy screen on your phone. Then you point to the route field on the ticket. The screen has your buy decision. The ticket is ready for routing instructions. The clerk slides the ticket under a barcode scanner. You wait while the scanner reads the order. A route label prints beside the counter. You press the label onto the ticket. You smooth the label edge with your thumb. You lift the ticket again and read the route field. A routing mark now sits beside the stock ticker. You place the ticket into a routing envelope. You press the envelope flat with both hands. You carry the envelope to the outgoing tray. You place it between two other sealed sleeves. You slide your envelope forward until the $250 line is visible through the plastic. A mailroom worker checks the seal and scans the barcode on the side. You sign the visitor log with the time. You write the stock ticker on the line beneath your name. You stop before leaving the counter. You lift the phone and hold it beside the sealed envelope. You read the order status on the phone. You read the broker stamp on the envelope. You place both side by side on the counter. The broker clerk takes the envelope first. You keep the phone in your hand. You leave the fintech office and walk back to the street. You check the order status on the phone once more before entering the co-working space. You open the order status again at the table. You compare the clean app screen with the paper steps you just handled. The order is a phone tap on the surface. In your hands, it has become a stamped ticket, a barcode label, a sealed envelope, and a shelf position. Level 3. POV receipt. Free gets a price. You carry the routing envelope into a market maker office lobby. A Citadel labeled visitor badge waits at the reception desk. You clip the badge to your lanyard. You pass through the glass door. Inside a private trading office, you place your phone on the table. You open the confirmation screen. You read $0 commission. You place the routing envelope beside the phone. You open the envelope under the desk lamp. You remove the ticket and lay it beside a spread card. You read the example order from the card. It uses 100 shares at $2.50. You take the calculator from the edge of the table. You type 100. You type the 1-cent spread example. You type the 12.35% routing payment figure from the disclosure card. You press equals. You tear off the printed calculator tape. You read $0.1235 on the tape. You lay the tape beside the phone. You hold the phone in your left hand. You hold the tape in your right hand. You read $0 from the phone. Then you read $0.12 and 35 cents from the tape. You place a small coin into a metal cents tray. You add a fraction cent chit beside it. You pull a stack of sample retail tickets from the side drawer. You place the calculator tape across the top ticket. You slide the tape across the stack. You leave the printed number visible. You slide the order ticket from beneath the calculator tape. You place it on top of the sample stack. You place the phone above the ticket. You leave the 0.00 line facing up. You leave the 0.1235 tape sticking out from the side. In the broker accounting office, an accounting clerk opens an invoice folder. You place the calculator tape on the invoice page. You place the phone beside it, with the $0 and 0 cents line visible. You set the cents tray near the invoice folder. You push the folder toward the clerk. The clerk stamps the invoice page. You pull the folder back. You touch the stamped invoice page with one finger. You touch the phone screen with the same finger. You close the invoice folder halfway. You open it again. You leave the tape visible. You keep the phone beside the invoice folder until both numbers sit in the same frame. The root side tape gives the paper price. The phone gives the retail surface. You leave the office with the routing envelope open and the calculator tape clipped inside. Level 4. Internalizer. The order stops before the exchange. You carry the routing envelope deeper into the market maker office. A root table waits near the glass wall. You place the envelope near the internal fill tray. You look across the root table. 3 trays sit in a row. You place the stamped envelope into the internal fill tray on the left. You look at the exchange tray in the center. You look at the dark pool tray on the right. Both are empty. You do not move them. You keep your hand on the stamped envelope in the left tray. The order filled without reaching either of the other two. A trader gives you an inventory key. You walk to the inventory cabinet. You turn the key. You open the clear cover. You remove a stock certificate replica. You carry the certificate back to the route table. You place it on top of the routing envelope. The trader points to the internal fill tray. You keep the envelope there. You pick up a customer price improvement chip from the tray. The chip is marked 10 cents. You place it on the envelope. You pull the broker side calculator tape from the folder. You lay the tape next to the chip. You read $0.1235 again. The customer improvement and the broker side example now sit on the same table. You press the internal fill stamp onto the routing envelope. The paper jumps under your hand. You return to the broker-dealer audit office with the stamped routing envelope. An execution quality folder waits on the table. You place the stamped envelope inside the folder. You set the price improvement chip on top. You set the calculator tape beside the chip. A compliance card sits near the folder. You read the card with your finger moving under the words. Payment for order flow and internalization are economic inducements. Those inducements cannot interfere with best execution. You place the compliance card beside the stamped envelope. You place the empty exchange tray behind both. You press your palm on the stamped envelope. Then you look once more at the empty exchange tray. The phone showed a buy button. The stamped envelope shows where the order filled. Level 5. Confirmation. 2 receipts get clipped together. The stamped execution folder sits on the audit office table. You open the folder and remove the customer confirmation slip. You place the confirmation under the desk lamp. You read the stock purchase line. You read the commission line. It says $0. You pull the PFOF calculator tape from the folder. You slide the tape behind the confirmation slip. You leave the printed $0.1235 line visible at the bottom edge. You close a binder clip over both papers. You lift the clipped pair in front of the lamp. You read the confirmation page. Then you tilt the papers and read the calculator tape behind it. At the courier pickup zone, you slide the clipped slips into a courier pouch. You press the pouch seal flat with your palm. You carry the pouch back to the co-working space. The long table is crowded again. You place the phone beside the clipped slips. You open the filled order screen. You open the confirmation slip. You read the fill from the phone. You read the purchase line from the confirmation. You pull the tape slightly forward until the printed number stays visible. Later, you enter the discount supermarket. You place a milk carton on the conveyor belt. The cashier scans it. You take the grocery receipt. You carry the receipt back to the co-working table. You place it beside the clipped stock order papers. You read the milk price from the grocery receipt. You read the 0.00 commission line from the stock confirmation. You lift the confirmation page and read the calculator tape behind it. You enter the tax preparer office with the clipped slips. The preparer opens a tax folder. You slide the clipped papers inside. The preparer starts closing the folder. You stop the folder with one hand. You press the binder clip once more. You keep the confirmation slip and calculator tape attached. You return to the co-working table. You place the tax folder beside a small stack of sample retail orders. You slide the stack toward the phone. You place the clipped confirmation on top of the stack. You open the folder one last time. You check the calculator tape edge behind the confirmation slip. You close the folder with the clip still holding both pages together. The app gave you one clean receipt. You keep the second receipt attached by hand. Level 6. T+1. The envelope closes. You enter the custody bank office with the settlement envelope in your hand. A bank officer sits behind the counter with a records box open. You place the records box on the counter. You open the settlement envelope. You insert the customer confirmation slip first. You slide the PFOF calculator tape behind it. You add the audit receipt from the broker-dealer folder. You press the envelope flat with both hands. You take the date stamp from the counter. You press the stamp onto the envelope. You check the fresh ink mark. You sign the transfer ledger with a fountain pen. The bank officer checks the page. The officer hands you a bank receipt. You carry the bank receipt back to your narrow studio apartment. A T+1 calendar page is taped to the wall above the table. You place the settlement envelope under the calendar page. You tuck the bank receipt into the envelope. You set the phone beside the envelope. You set the debit card beside the phone. Then you rebuild the route across the table with your hands. You open the phone to the buy screen and place it on the left. You place the printed order ticket beside it. You place the broker routing envelope after the ticket. You lay the calculator tape after the routing envelope. You place the stamped internal fill envelope after the tape. You place the customer confirmation slip near the settlement envelope. You place the sealed settlement envelope at the end of the row. You look at the whole path from left to right. 7 objects sit on the table. 1 thumb tap started all of them. You remove 5 objects from the row. You leave 3, the phone, the calculator tape, and the closed settlement envelope. You read $0 from the phone. You read $0.12 and 35 cents from the tape. You place both under the T+1 calendar page. You press the settlement envelope flat with your palm. The order looked free on the button. The bill lived in the paper trail.